Hi guys, the Metal Maniac back again, and in this video I'm going to be doing a review of the album Down to Earth by Rainbow. This is their fourth album, and this is, I'd say, their most underrated one, but anyway. So, before I get into the songs, I'm going to name off the band members really quick. Of course, Richie Blackmore on guitar, Cozy Powell on drums. This would be the last album, or last Rainbow album to feature Cozy Powell on drums. And Roger Glover on bass, and Don Airey on keyboards, and of course, this is the first and only Rainbow album to feature Graham Bonnet on vocals. Most people would know him from, I believe he was in Deep Purple at one point. I'm not sure about that, but I think that's the case. Anyway, so this album starts off with the song All Night Long. What a way to open the album. This is one of my favorite songs on here. It's just a really good, very energetic song. Great riffing, great solo work, and Graham Bonnet's vocals are amazing. Yeah, just a really good song. The next song is called Eyes of the World, another great one. This one sort of has a very atmospheric, moody intro with some, I guess some synthesized, almost keyboard bits, and then, it builds up, and then it goes into the actual song. Yeah, a very great song. I'd say the most, definitely the most unique sounding song on here, out of anything else. Yeah, most songs on here have sort of like a, hard rock with almost a pop flair, when, this one's, not like that. Eyes of the World is just sort of a straightforward, late 70s hard rock, almost kind of metal type song, just a little bit, but yeah, just a great song. The next song is called No Time to Lose. This one is also kind of unique. It doesn't feel like any of the other songs, really. This one feels like almost like a classic, and I do mean classic, almost Elvis kind of hard rock, where it has a little bit of slight blues influence. Not super, but it kind of feels like a rock song that would feel at home musically, in terms of something that Elvis did. It feels like a very classic rock song, like the older rock. Yeah, it's really, really good. The next song is called Making Love. This one has my favorite Graham Bonnet vocal performance on this album. His vocals are just he does a great job on every single song on here, but this song in particular, this song especially, there's just so much extra emotion and extra he puts 100% on all of these, but this song he puts he puts in 10,000 times 100% in his vocal performance. This is just a great example of how great of a singer he is. Just has a very, very just deep emotional kind of vibe to his vocals, especially during the chorus area of the song, after the main chorus. Very it pops up twice, but it's just so good. Also, yeah, great solo work, great riffing and everything, but the highlight of Making Love, the highlight of that song, is Graham Bonnet's beautiful vocal performance. Then the next song is probably, I'd say it's tied as my favorite song with Making Love, and that's Since You've Been Gone. Since You've Been Gone is, even though it's probably the most commercial song on here, it's still really, really good. Yeah, you could say it's kind of cheesy, sort of cheesy in terms of how commercial the song is, but I love it. Like, this song is, most people probably won't like the song because it's super cheesy in that commercial way, but honestly, I love it. Like, it kind of feels, honestly, like, I can make a comparison of certain songs on the Turbo album by Judas Priest. A lot of that is like super popish, kind of almost glamish pop metal, kind of glam metal cheese to that, very over the top and cheesy. That's kind of the feeling you get with this song, Since You've Been Gone. And yeah, again, most people would be turned off by that, but I love the elements of that song, and that's kind of why I love Turtle. Like I love glam metal, and it has that edge to it, which most people don't like, but I like it. And this kind of reminds me of the cheesy, over the top, but really fun nature of the songs on Turbo by Judas Priest. But yeah, great song. The next song is called Love's No Friend. This is this is one of only 2 songs on here that I don't like. Love's No Friend, almost knocked that over. Love's No Friend is just, filler. It is plain and simple filler. The next song is called Danger Zone. And no, not that other song that whoever, I can't remember who that's by, but there's this movie, I think it might be Top Gun, I don't know. There's this movie that made this another song by the same name very, very popular. There's another song called Danger Zone, and I'm just like distinguishing the two because I don't want anyone to get confused. This is not the same song as that super popular song also called Danger Zone from that one movie. But yeah, this one is, like I said, like with the Love's No Friend, it feels just like filler and it's kind of boring and forgettable. But thankfully, the album closes with the amazing closing track, Lost in Hollywood. This is the epic, most of these songs aren't that long, and Lost in Hollywood isn't super, super long or anything, but it does feel like a really fitting closing track. Like, it's super energetic, super just sort of like fun and just really, really cool. And yeah, great way to end the album. So, before I get on my final thoughts on the verdict, I'm going to show off this artwork really quick. This is one of my favorite artworks on a Rainbow album. Not my absolute favorite. I'd say my absolute favorite would definitely be their artwork for their first album. This is probably a close second, though. Like, now, over the course of their albums, they would perfect the rainbow on their artwork. Like, for example, if you go back to their first album, the rainbow in the background of that artwork is just super, like, the color is flat. Like, it really just feels like a 2D image. It feels it just feels like an artwork. The version of the rainbow on the background of their artwork for their second album is a little bit more sort of like detail put into it, but not by much. But by the time you got to this album, they perfected the look of it. Like, it's kind of hard to see with this lighting, but it definitely is the most realistic rainbow on any of their albums. It has sort of like a fuzz to it, like it's sort of hazy, like a real rainbow would be. Very hazy. It's partially see-through, and it has sort of like a just a almost translucent. How do you say that? Translucent. There we go. Translucent shine to it. So yeah, I love. This is probably my favorite of the rainbows on their album artwork. And if you notice, they did something extra, which is really, really cool. Instead of putting the name of the album like down here or something, they incorporated the name of the album down to earth into the rainbow itself. That is cool. And then you get this lovely backdrop. Look at that. That is cool. It's like sort of like there's Earth there, and then just the vastness of space. Again, the lighting isn't too good here, but it's very, very detailed Like, it looks really, really good. And then, of course, you get the logo up there. But you can see a little bit more on the back with Earth there, and then I think that's supposed to be the moon, I'm pretty sure. And I guess that's supposed to be Mars up there. It's red, so I guess it's supposed to be Mars, but, yep. So, overall, I know most people's favorite Rainbow album of all time is their second album, Rising. And I love that album, I really do. But my all-time favorite Rainbow album is Down to Earth. I love the production on this. I love the instrumentation, and to top it all off, Graham Bonnet's vocals are amazing. Yeah, this is just a really fun album. Like, the first album is a bit more, not commercial. It's a bit more, just it feels like the first album, even though it's good, it does kind of feel like a lot of elements were left over from the band, from the two different bands that Ronnie James Dio and Ritchie Blackmore were in before. It kind of feels like a reworked, recycled material, not in a bad way at all. I'm like, that album is amazing, but it does have the feeling of, oh, this stuff was, supposed to be on something else, but ended up just being this album instead, which, like I said, not bad at all, just, you kind of get that feeling, it kind of is like that, but, and their second album is a lot more unique, it's definitely more grand, it has a lot more synth to it and stuff. This album kind of doesn't really have that sort of synthy nature that, Rising has, which isn't, it's different. I like that. It's a bit more commercial. It's a bit more mainstream. But you know what? That's okay because it's amazing. Yeah, sure. The only issue I have is those two songs being just forgettable filler. But honestly, everything else is great. I'd say my top 3 favorite songs on here are All Night Long, Making Love, and Since You've Been Gone. And yeah, it's just a really, really good album. My favorite Rainbow album of all time. And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give it an 8.8 out of 10. It's really, really, really good. Definitely recommended. If you like, if you like the band, even if you just like sort of commercial classic 70s rock, this is definitely something you should definitely check out. Alright, so that's about it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.